Are you ready, guys, to take on the very foreshadowing and very foreboding 7th and final dungeon in Zelda 2? Well, I think we're ready, so let's go and take it on. Take it on, baby. Take it on. Okay, so down the elevator we go. Right, I did a little bit of research on this. I looked up a map, so I kind of know where I'm going, but most of this is going to be trial and error. So I'm going to take the left-hand path, because I think that's the way you want to go first. There is a lot of this palace we will not be exploring. Like, this place is freaking huge. And without a map, you would get lost, and you will die, and get so many game overs, I swear to God. So I don't know how people did this, like, back in the day without a guide, you know. I have no idea, and you'll be seeing a lot of new enemies like this freaking thing that shoots fire at you. He's even more crazier than Mario on them freaking fire flowers, boy, I tell you. Alright, you're gonna use shield. And you will be using shield a lot in this dungeon too to avoid taking damage from a lot of these enemies. And jump spell. You will be needing the jump spell to take care of some enemies too. Alright, there is a hidden floor here as well that will drop you down to where those slimes are. I call them slimes, but the original name for them is bots, and I just fell right into the pit. just as expected. You know, how many times have I jinxed myself so far in this playthrough? I think the 6th palace was like the funniest one, just when I was like trying to jump over the gap and not falling into the lava. That's what I was trying to do. I'm not going to bother using the jump spell because there's no point. You don't need the jump spell to get over this, you just need to know where to jump. That's the only thing you need to know. And we did it. Okay, that's good. Alright, so down the elevator again we go. And this time you want to take the right. So take the right hand path. And you should come across a room that's full of lava and it's got a bridge on it. And it's going to have those... No, it's not. Okay, I thought it was going to have the flying bone things that come out of the water or whatever. That was attacking us in the last episode on the way to Kasuto. There's going to be another one of them birds. I don't know if they're called fockers as well, but there's an enemy in here called a focker. It's a blue focker and a red focker. And boy are they... yeah, the name focker is like a very appropriate name for that particular enemy. Yeah, if you read it up on Zelda Wikipedia, you can find out a lot of the enemy names just by looking at Zelda Wikipedia. They have a lot of good stuff on there. I mean, that's the website I use anyway. That and ZeldaDungeon.net. Hell, I used to use ZeldaDungeon.net all the time back in the day, before I got YouTube and stuff like that. Or before I started, you know, watching... Oh shit. Before I started watching YouTube videos. That was like a long time ago, like back when GameFAQs was like in its prime. Because yeah, people don't really use GameFAQs anymore. I mean, I use it for general knowledge, like if I don't want to look up, if there's something that I don't want to sit around waiting for on a YouTube video and I just want quick access to information, like that is a good go-to website for something like that. Okay, I'm going to use life up here because I really don't want to die right now. And there is a possible chance that we can get a magic jar at some point. So I'm going to cling on to that hope with all my being. Yeah, like, I've been playing Final Fantasy on NES recently, and I've been trying to beat that. That's what I've been playing in my spare time. And, I just did the Titan Cave, which is, the cave that you do after you've done the Earth Cave for the first time. You visit the Earth Cave, and you get, like, so far into the Earth Cave, and then you can't progress any further, because you have a ruby, and then you have to go give the ruby to the troll in, Titan Cave. That's the last thing I did on Final Fantasy 1. So that could be a potential future LP if I beat it, which would be fun. I've already beaten the first Dragon Warrior, so I could technically do that too. And yeah, those are the fuckers. That was a blue one, and they're the more powerful ones, I think. Red ones are also a pain in the ass. They're basically just relentless and do not leave you alone. No, they come at you with full force. I think the tip is to well, actually, you know what? I didn't hit 4 blocks upwards. Yeah, you have to have 4 blocks. You have to hit above 4 blocks to create like a platform that you can crouch down on and then stab him. And that's the best way to take care of these things. But that wasn't 4 blocks high. That was 3 blocks high, and I think I'm gonna die and get game over. And if I do, well, I'm just gonna have to meet you back here again, aren't I? God damn. That thing took away so much health. The good thing about this dungeon, it does show a little bit of mercy towards the end of the game. Like, if you die, you go straight back to the beginning of the game. You go straight back to square one from, you know, where Zelda's sleeping. But when you come to this palace, that's not the case. You always start at the entrance of the dungeon. So, this is the only dungeon in the game that does that as well. So it's technically like kind of having a save, in a way, if you want to put it as such. Oh, more of these things. Yeah, there's quite a few of these in the dungeon. I don't know how far I'm going to get into it before I stop the video and continue on next time, because great, I don't have enough to cast shield. There's no way I have enough to cast shield. Shoot. Get down them freaking blocks as fast as you can. Because that thing is just not going to stop chasing you. Alright, is there a hidden thing? Yeah, there is, but I don't have jump, so I can't reach it. Crap. If only I had the jump spell, then I would be able to. Ah, this is the room with the fairy, if I'm right, so we can get our health back here. But you want to be careful with this room. Do not hold the downward thrust for too long, because if you go over the threshold and go past the blocks that the fairy is hovering over, and you break those blocks and fall into the lava, there is no way you're getting out of that. You're just instant death. So make sure you don't hold the downward thrust for too long. There we go. Whew. I did it. Because I've actually done that before. I made that mistake plenty of times. And usually on my last life too, and then that's like, you know, the biggest mistake you could ever make, because then you have to go through the whole dungeon again. That's no fun. Right, I really hate these platforms right here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a save state, because I really, really do not want to get a game over here, so hang on a second. Considering what happened in the 6th palace, I no longer trust myself with making jumps over lava, because I just don't want the same thing to happen again. Make a complete ass out of myself. Anyway, the reason why I came this way is because of the extra life, and we will be needing that, definitely. Because that gives us more of a fighting chance in this dungeon now. Even though we're ridiculously low on magic, but there is a room before the final boss where you can refill on magic. There's a chance that you can refill on magic. But then there's also a chance that you can make a fucker appear as well, so... yeah, you have to be careful. Right, I don't know which way it is now, which way we go now. I think it might be this way. I'll know the room when I see it. Okay, it's not that way. So it must be to the left that we take now. Yeah, that's right, because I remember fighting another one of these things in a place that's similar to this towards the end of the dungeon, so... yeah, this is it. Okay, you know what, I think I'm going to end off the video here and continue on in the next episode. So in the next episode of Let's Play Zelda 2 The Adventure Link, we shall finish up the majority of the 7th palace, and I guess we'll fight Thunderbird in the next episode. Yeah, that is the boss. Not the final boss, but the penultimate boss before you fight the final boss. So yeah, I'm going to end off the video here and continue on next time. So until then, this is NDM saying thanks for watching, take everybody, see you in the next video, and goodbye.